What's going on, everyone? Noxtane here from Hell's Gamers. Today I wanted to talk about the game modes coming to Modern Warfare 3 and which ones I miss. But before I get into that, I want to thank everyone for the support on the last two videos and for all the recent subscribers. If you aren't subscribed, please be sure to sub and like the video if you enjoy content like this. Alright, so we have a list of confirmed game modes coming to Modern Warfare 3, which I'll put on screen now. So from what we can see, we get our standard game modes like, Team Deathmatch, Domination, Free-for-all, Search, Hardpoint, etc. One of the modes in this list is a returning mode from Call of Duty World War II, which released back in 2017. The mode was simply just called War. I'll be honest, I didn't play this game mode too much, but from what I remember, it was a few objectives needed to be captured and constructed, then with the final objective being destroyed or taken over, then a tank needing to be escorted. Like I said, I didn't play the game mode a whole lot when I played World War II, back when it released, so I'm very curious on how the mode will be handled in Modern Warfare 3, and the next game mode we have is Cutthroat. We don't have too much information on this mode, but we know it will be 3 teams of 3 players. Like I said, I'm not too sure how it will play out. I kind of want to shift gears here and talk about some game modes that we might not have and that I would love to see make a return. I played the original Modern Warfare 3 from launch all the way back in November of 2011. I went to an entire midnight launch event at my local GameStop. I remember it was 36 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so it was pretty cold. The store had plenty of pizza, and they even hired a entire laser tag company to come and set out like a little micro arena in the parking lot with obstacles and everything. It was a ton of fun. Anyways, the OG Modern Warfare 3 launched, and it came with some pretty cool game modes such as Team Defender, Capture the Flag, and Mercenary. I personally miss the good old Capture the Flag and Team Defender modes. For those who don't know, Team Defender was a flag-based mode where the first player to die would drop a flag that would spawn in from their death. Each team would have to fight over this one flag and have one player on their team try to carry it or hold it, or have members near that flag specifically while killing the enemy to accumulate points. First team to get 75 kills or 7,500 points, which they equal the same thing, would win the match. Something like this I think would be really interesting instead of your standard domination, hardpoint, headquarters. It's something that adds a little bit more variety to the entire package. I think Team Defender would be closest to Hardpoint, but instead of a specific area, you could pick up the flag and carry it and move it around, instead of Hardpoint just being randomly selected throughout the map. I personally wish we would get something like this again, but maybe it's just the older gamer in me wanting a flag-based game mode that isn't, domination or a 40-player scale capture the flag mode that we have currently in Modern Warfare 2. It's just not that same 6v6, 3 captures to win classic CTF mode. It's 40 players and vehicles, and it can be fun at times, but majority of the time it's just, there's too much going on. I would love to see more game modes added to Call of Duty or each title in the series, but without taking any modes out that we already have, or maybe some playlists that have really low player counts. I can understand them removing that and trying to come up with new ideas and new playlists to get the game populated again in specific game modes other than TDM, Free-for-all, and Domination. And Search, of course, that's always a popular game mode. Another game mode I remember playing on the OG Modern Warfare 3 was actually Team Juggernaut. This game mode was absolutely hectic and chaotic. Just a ton of fun, really. The game mode consisted of each team having one Juggernaut for every minute and 30 seconds the round was played, or the match was played, rather. Someone was the Juggernaut. They could move around, get kills just like any other player, but the main objective was to stay alive for as long as you could while you were the Juggernaut, and to pick off, 1 or 2 people coming towards you while your team mostly defends you so your team can accumulate points. The mode was an absolute blast to play back in the day. We just haven't had anything really like that. I feel like it's just more or less the same. I mean, I know we have Gunfight, which Gunfight in itself is actually really fun, and I like it. 2v2 with random weapons. I think it's pretty cool. But I'm curious on how this Cutthroat game mode is. Like I said, me personally, I couldn't find that much information on it. I looked it up, and everything's very limited. Like I said earlier in the video, we know that it's going to be 3 teams of 3, so 3v3v3, but we don't know if you're going to have starting weapons, if they're going to be randomized, if they're going to be loadouts. We don't know if there's specific objectives that you have to do instead of just killing people. We're not entirely sure. Another game mode that I wish they would bring back would be Mercenary, which technically wasn't a game mode by itself. It was a playlist, but it was TDM and Kill Confirmed, I believe, and couldn't be in a party and queue up with that playlist. So everyone who was in the Mercenary playlist was a solo player. You couldn't party up You couldn't bring an Xbox party, you couldn't have a party in, you know, or a PlayStation party, whatever. You couldn't have a party. So I think something like that would be cool. I'm not entirely sure if we have anything like that. I don't think we do, but I think that'd be pretty cool to bring back. But instead of it just being team deathmatch, and we could have other game modes such as domination, hardpoint, headquarters, stuff like that. Maybe even Team Juggernaut, you know, bring something like that in and throw that in the playlist of not being able to party up. I think all of it would be honestly really, really cool if they did something like that. But like I said earlier, maybe it's just the older gamer in me that misses these really team-based, team-focused game modes like Capture the Flag and Team Juggernaut. I mean, it was really a team effort. You couldn't just roll into one of these matches and just be a one-man army, so to speak. I remember playing Capture the Flag on Modern Warfare 3, the OG Modern Warfare 3 back in the day, and it was just tons of fun. And I remember when I was on there, you know, I played on PlayStation, but I was in the top 3,000 players on PlayStation Network that played CTF. I mean, that was my game mode, and it just depended on the lobbies and stuff. Obviously, if we're getting smoked or spawn camped just to get spawn camped, I would do my best, but I more than likely wouldn't stay in those matches and kind of just re-queue, try to get a better match or a match that hasn't started yet, blah, blah, blah. So with that being said, I am very curious on what game modes you're excited for or what game modes you'd like to see make a return to Call of Duty. I'm sure there's plenty of game modes that I've forgotten about or haven't even mentioned in the video so far, but those are just the game modes that I personally would love to have and play again, especially a classic CTF and Team Juggernaut. I mean, it was just absolute insanity when you played those game modes, especially Team Juggernaut. I know I've said that like 3 times already, but it truly was pretty fun. I am excited for War Mode. Played a little bit of it in World War II, but I definitely am excited for that game mode and to see how it plays out with the movement and the weapon handling and all that, which we did see a little bit of visual recoil in the campaign trailer, and that actually looks, hopefully that visual recoil is going to be in the multiplayer. I know I'm kind of getting off subject here, but I really do hope that the recoil isn't as insane visually like it is right now in Modern Warfare 2, where the gun just bounces all over the place and it's kind of hard to see what you're tracking. So I want to know what game modes you're excited for. What game modes do you hope return in Call of Duty? You know, let us know in the comments below. Also, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to game with some of us in Hell's Gamers, be sure to join our Discord. The invite link will be in the pinned comment and in the description below. With that being said, I'm Noxtane from Hell's Gamers, and I'll see you in the next video.